Okay, great. So welcome back. It's great to have you back. I missed you. To be back. Let's begin today's practice by coming as child's pose. This is quite a nice way to start the morning. So just coming and just spreading your knees nice and wide for this one, just feeling really comfortable in child's pose and stretching out the fingers on the mat. And bringing the forehead down, it's the Salutasana, the child's pose. So just stretching forward. And just becoming aware of your body. Sinking back down into your heels. Just letting your hips begin to relax. Not really stretching too far forward here, just kind of feeling comfortable. And just tuning into your breathing. So we're sort of massaging our back by in this pose, opening up our shoulders, but rejuvenating the body. So begin Ujjayi breath, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Have an audible breath, something you can hear. Let your breath calm you and control you. Use your breath to guide you, inhaling up and exhaling down throughout the practice today. And thinking about why you're here today, what's your intention? Again, is it to give that practice to somebody else or to yourself? And when you're ready, just gently walk your hands up and stay, bring your knees together, but stay on your knees for a second. Okay, so drawing the core in, the shoulders back and down. Maybe you want to just fold your hands in your lap. Again, keep your eyes closed. And just work on straightening the spine. And try to relax the shoulders back and down. Crown of the head drawing up to the sky. And then a final sort of meditation pose this morning, if I come sideways. So you're just going to tuck your toes underneath and just stretch out your toes with your feet and sit sort of on your toes. This is quite a deep stretch for the morning, and some people might find this a bit too much. But do have a go and do increase flexibility here in your feet. Again, just keeping that tummy tightened and the core straight, the shoulders relaxed and down. Just noticing that sensation in your toes. Again, it can be quite uncomfortable for some people. Do what's right for your body, and if you need to come out of it, just come on back down, back into that one, and that's fine. Okay. So let's go into a cross-legged position. Just either direction, and just feeling comfortable, either sitting on a block if that's really uncomfortable for you, but you've got really nice open hips, so it's no problem. So sitting again on the base of the spine, tummy is drawn in, shoulders are relaxed. And what tends to happen in easy pose is you tend to come forward a little bit with your weight to balance. of your head, but do try to bring your shoulders back so that your spine is more vertical. You will feel a bit more work in your core when you start to do that. So just bring your hands on your knees, it's fine. Smiling, breathing. Okay, let's begin to take the hands out in front of us, about shoulder distance apart, and inhale them up high. So begin by taking them really high to start with. Shrug your shoulders up. And then exhaling them back down your back. Trying to pull your shoulders back and then trying to get that rotation with your pinky fingers, and that helps also draw the inner arms in and around, and it works just a little bit harder. You're going to feel the energy build in your hands and the blood flow down. Let's take another inhale. And just drop down the right hand to the floor, sliding it across, and then just stretching the left one across your body, gazing up, pulling the ribs more towards the sky as you open up, and also pressing down this left knee to the ground so you get a full stretch across. Big stretch one more time. Inhale. Come on up. And let's exhale on the other side. So keep that breathing nice and deep. And we do in these big stretches compress the lungs. So really work on that breath with your body. With this one, we're going to sweep round to the front of the mat. Both hands are going to stretch forwards. And exhaling, releasing. And just coming back up slowly with your hands. Okay, great. Begin some shoulder rotations. And the other direction. Okay, let's take the right hand up to the sky. Just drop that down behind your back. With the opposite hand, we're going to take the elbow and just push it further back behind. Yeah, so really working that down. And if you can, and if you want to, you can go a little further by just clasping your hands together behind your back. So sometimes flexibility in the shoulders might not quite be there yet. No problems, just take a strap. And you just pull that behind. How are you doing? You got it? Yeah, cool. So yeah, you can sometimes hold a strap and just work your way in little by little, and you'll get there. Breathe it out. Again, try and focus on a straight spine. So try not to arch your back. Keep it straight. And then let's switch. So gently releasing. Taking the left hand and just working down the back to start with. Take the elbow and pull it down a little further. And if you're comfortable and happy, you can take the opposite hand behind and go for that interlace with the hands. Or use a strap. And gently releasing. And letting go. Bring that hand to the front. Let's do just the arms a little more. So we're going to do a big thumbs up. Congrats yourself on reaching Friday. And then forefinger, middle, ring, and then pinky. Curl it in one at a time. And then big arm stretch. Rotate those wrists, both directions. And then stretching across the wrists, so bringing the elbows up. Bringing the fists into the shoulder. And then again, let's do that. Nice shoulder relaxation. Let's do really big circles. Make the elbows join together if you can. And then opposite direction. Big stretch. relaxing. Okay. Let's take the hands out in front. Our feet out in front. And just begin some rotations here, just lubricating all the joints of our body. Great, both directions. And flexing the feet and pointing and flexing and pointing. And then stretching your toes, big stretch with the toes and curl them in. Big stretch and curl them in. That just avoids any cramping you get in your feet. That can happen sometimes in yoga. Okay, let us come onto our hands and our knees. So for tabletop position. So tabletop, you know the deal here, shoulders above wrists, hips above knees, about hip distance, shoulder distance apart. So index fingers are parallel with each other, the rest of your fingers spread wide. So drawing in the core here, so tight, strong core and then gazing down at the ground. And be careful not to fall down into the shoulders. Try and push, so don't become lazy, push out the shoulders away from the floor. Okay, tops of your feet are pressing down into the mat. So inhale, you're going to drop your tummy down and chest comes through and you look up. So happy cat. And then on the exhale, round your back for an angry cat. So pulling your hips underneath. Oh, it's cat and cow really, but quite like angry cat, happy cat. A big stretch, you're dropping your chin, pulling into your chest, your hips pulling underneath. Enjoying that stretch. Inhale, take it through, chest through, tummy down. And exhaling round it out again. Okay, one more time on each side. Inhale it through. Exhale, round it out. Okay, coming to center. We're just going to pull the shoulder into the hip. So just kind of pulling those and squeezing them together. And coming on both sides, so just kind of moving the spine in all directions. So drawing those into each other until we're kind of feeling nice and lubricated in our spine. And let's come into some balance. So really activating the core a lot more now. So just extending the right arm and the left leg for balancing tabletop. So here, the back leg is parallel with the ground as much as you can. And then the front hand, the right hand is working forwards, and then the shoulders working back. So squeeze your back, glutes and hamstring. And toes point down, squeezing your core as well. So everything's being activated. We're really going to hold this position. Instead of moving really fast, we're going to keep this nice and strong. Coming into the breath again, not forgetting to breathe, it happens so easily. So really feeling the energy build up, you're getting warm in the body now. If you can, gaze down towards the ground. So you're elongating the spine. 2 more breaths here. On your next exhale, come down, release. Okay, let's go on the other side. So extend the left hand and the right leg. So again, tighten the core. Make sure you're parallel with the ground. Heel works up, toes work down. Shoulder works back, hand, fingers work forwards. There's a lot going on in this pose. A lot to think about. It's great for calming the mind from other things. Focus on the present moment, right here, right now. What's my body doing? It can be difficult to hold these poses for a long time because we start to get tired. But really build up the energy. Think about your hips and think about them being square or parallel with the floor, because sometimes the risen hip can start to fall down. So try and keep that nice and parallel. One more breath. And exhale, come down. Okay. Let's come into a child's pose. So just widen the knees and sink the hips back down into the heels. Stretching forward, let's do a really nice big stretch here. So come up onto your fingertips in child's pose and just pretend like you're playing the piano. It's a big shoulder stretch at the same time. Push down into the floor with your fingers. Nice. Let's walk the fingers over towards the right hand side. If you stretch across your side body again. Nice big stretch here. And back across to the other side. So one hand on top of the other. Coming back across to the centre. And just bringing the hands onto the mat. We're going to come into a down dog. So inhale, come up to your knees. Exhale, tuck the toes underneath and push the hips up into the sky for our first down dog. This is early morning, so we're probably going to feel really tight in the legs. So just begin to pedal out the heels, pressing one heel, bending one knee at a time. Just feeling free to move in that down dog, whatever feels right for you right now. So let's inhale and come up to both toes. Stretch out the shoulders, exhale, both heels down, come into the mat. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. Okay, let's begin to walk the feet towards the front of the mat. See if you can keep your knees straight here. So just kind of moving your hips to take you up to the top of the mat. One side to the other. And keep your feet about hip distance apart here. We're just going to hang out here in a gentle Hatha or head to knee pose. So if you want to, again, this is early morning, you might feel it more comfortable to bend your knees and just get a deeper fold. You might feel that more release in the spine. Have a go, see how it feels. Sort of notice how small changes in your body affect other body parts and how that feels, and play around with lengthening your legs or bending your knees. You can hold on to your elbows if you like. Again, move your head around. Sort of do what feels right for you. Let's begin a gentle twist. So if we take our feet off the sides of the mat, again you can take a block here if you wish. And just to get your spine, your back vertical to the ground. So it depends on how long your arms are, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know if that's right. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, so inhale, taking one hand up to the sky. So really trying to stack the arms on top of each other. So if you imagine one perfect vertical line coming down through your hands down to the floor. We're gazing up to the sky. If you're outside, that's great. If you're looking at some nasty lights, then not so great. You can drop your hand down behind your back and try to grasp the inside of your thigh. And that's just a deeper twist. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it down. Let's replace the hand and do the other side. Inhale up. And then exhale, drop the hand down behind the back. Nice deep twist here. And inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it down. Let's remove the brick and just bring the feet back into touch, big toes touch, rest of your toes spread wide. Bend the knees and roll on up, ragdoll up. Come on up slowly, just really enjoy each vertebrae stretching out. Oof. Feels good to do that, so good. Do some nice shoulder rotations when you're there, just because it feels good. Okay, let's begin some sun salutations. So we'll start off with, we'll do actually each type of sun salutation today. We'll start with a Hatha, very slow, and then we'll build up to go faster. Okay, so squeezing your feet are already in the right place, so you should have a small gap between your heels. Squeezing the kneecaps up, pulling the hips underneath, core in, shoulders back, coming into Namaste hands. And Jai Mudra, it's the hand position. Okay, inhale, take your hands up to the sky, go into a small back bend. Exhale, come forwards with your hands, glue your arms to your ears, bend like a hinge at the hips. We're going to just freeze halfway down. So at this moment you should have your perfectly parallel to the floor with your arms and your back. Again, your arms should be close to your ears. So this is where we start to have weird shapes. But we're really trying to keep everything at perfect 90-degree angles right now. This is a really great position to hold and work out a back or strengthen a back. Another inhale, on the exhale, drop down to the floor for a forward fold, Uttanasana. And we're going to step the right leg back, big lunge to the back of the mat. So we're in a low lunge here. You can keep your knee up and just push your chest through. Yeah, that's great. So really working the hips here. It can feel quite a strong pose for the morning. Let's step the opposite leg back to the back of the mat. We're in a plank position. So again, shoulders should be shoulder distance, hands shoulder distance apart and below your shoulders. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's drop the knees. Let's do this gently to start with. And we're going to just bend the elbows, sink the chest down into a modified chaturanga. And we're going to push forwards and up into a low cobra, so our hips fall down to the ground. And just push up gently. And working the shoulders back and down. So just a small amount of weight in the hands. Elbows, squeeze them in towards your chest. Yeah. Okay, inhale. On the exhale, tuck your toes and come back into down dog. Nice big rewarding breath here. And then looking forwards, and we're going to step the right foot to the front of the mat into a big lunge again. Back knee, let's keep that off the floor and puff the chest out. Hips down. Try and keep that back leg as straight as possible. Again, the knee should be on the ankle, not ahead of the ankle. That's really important. Big inhale. On the exhale, step forwards into a forward fold. And then glue the arms to the ears. Inhale all the way up. Keep a flat back as you come up. Come all the way up. And we're going to that back bend. And exhaling into our mountain with prayer hands. Big breath. Let's go again on the left side. So inhale, come on up. Look up, small back bend. Exhale, glue the arms to the ears, come into the half fold. So forward, parallel with the background, with your back and your arms. Try and keep your arms as high as you can next to your ears. Really feel that workout in your back before you exhale all the way down to a forward fold. And we're going to do the left side. So big step back with the left foot into your low lunge. Notice a difference here. This is your second time in a lunge on this side, so you'll notice maybe in your hips are a little bit looser, maybe they're not. Big inhale, exhale into a plank position. And then again, let's drop the knees. And squeeze the elbows in, dropping the chest, keeping the bum high before coming into a low cobra again. So just dropping the hips, coming up into that low cobra. And working the hands down into the mat, just below your shoulders. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your hamstrings, so your legs are engaged, your lower back is working here. And we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, come into down dog. So pushing up, and hips work back. Nice big inhale, exhales here. Gaze towards the top of your mat and step your left foot up on the inhale. Foot. Okay, so hips work down, back leg is straight and strong. Just checking your alignments. And big step forwards, we're going to fold forwards. Toes should be touching. Folding. And bring the arms to the ears. Inhale as you come up. Big flat back, all the way into a back bend. Exhale. Just taking a second here to come back. Breathing through any lightheadedness. So coming up like that can be quite a lot of pressure, and you'll feel the blood rushing down and up and down and up and down your body. But that's just rejuvenating and oxygenizing. Bringing oxygen all over. To make up words. Okay, let's begin our second round of Surinamaskara A, Sun Salutation A. So inhale, take your hands up. We're going to swan dive, so turn your palms out and bend at the hips, swan diving down into a forward fold. Come in. And inhale with a flat back, look up. Exhale, you can step or jump your feet back to the back of the mat. Depends on how you're feeling right now, what's your level of energy. We're in a plank. We're going to do a full chaturanga now. So bend the elbows, squeeze in at the knees, and come into a low plank. Inhale forwards and up to our upward facing dog. And you'll get there with time. If you have to touch the mat in between, that's absolutely fine. Right now, a nice big back bend in up dog, shoulders working down away from the ears. Let's roll back over the toes, come into down dog on the exhale. Big breath here. Looking to the top of our mat, you can step or jump lightly like a feather to the top, to a flat back looking up, and exhale forwards, checking that your toes are touching, and the reverse swan dive, so hands wide, look up first, come on up, inhale. Nice. All the way up, hands touching, and exhale, come on down into breath. Okay, that was Surinamaskara A, it's much shorter. We'll do Surinamaskara B. So, Sun Salutation B. Again, we're going to really flow through this now, it's going to be much faster. So inhale, come on up with your hands into a small back bend. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, drop the hips, we're coming to chair pose. So just the hips sink down, inhale as you raise your hands, sweep them up. So draw your core in, hips pull forwards. Exhale, forward fold, again. And then step back or jump back into chaturanga, high plank, low plank, come on down. Inhale forwards and up into up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, take your right foot to the top of the mat. We're coming into Virabhadrasana or Warrior One. So hips face forwards, inhale as you come on up. So a bit of balance work, really pull those hips to the front of the mat, back foot's at 45 degrees. And exhale, come on down. Into high plank, low plank, through your chaturanga, inhale forwards and up dog. And back into down dog. Let's do the other side. Left leg into the sky. Left leg. And in top to the top of the mat. Back foot's at 45. Inhale into the full warrior position. Exhale down. Step back into plank. Come through your vinyasa flow. Forwards and up, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step or jump into a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, sink the hips. Inhale, come up into chair. Exhale, forward fold. We're not holding anything for too long. Inhale, look up first. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale. Okay, let's come back into that chair pose now. So because the chair pose, we're working a lot of different muscles. People don't like it, and we can understand why. So, inhale, take your hands high. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. So this is a good starting place for chair pose because you're touching the floor and it makes you work hard because from here you're going to sink the hips back down. So check out that your knees are above your ankles. And you can actually have a tiny little gap between your knees here. So let's inhale, take the hands up high. So again, think about your shoulders coming by your ears as much as possible and then drawing the hips underneath. So sometimes you can arch the back and look up, but what you want to do is pull your hips underneath and really draw in the core. And what you're going to find is that your shoulders are probably going to sink down a little bit here because it's really hard to keep them high whilst the hips are tucked under. So really that's a lot of muscles working against each other, but try work with it and breathe. Really going to feel the energy now. We're going to come down into a twist. So if you bring your hands down together in prayer at your heart, and we're going to twist towards, let's say, the right hand side. So the elbows coming across onto the knee. So here, we're looking at stacking your arms on top of each other. So if you imagine one elbow in line with another elbow, vertical to the sky. And then you're drawing your hands towards your heart. So go for a deeper twist as your hands come close to your heart here. Still trying to work back the butt. And also thinking about the knees. Sometimes one knee can fall forwards. So your knees need to kind of stay next to each other parallel. So you've got loads of different things happening here. A lot of energy building, a lot of fire. Okay, we're going to inhale around to the front and keep coming up. We're going to go all the way up to our normal Uttanasana chair and then begin to straighten the stand. Now let's see if we can keep coming up. We're in a palm tree pose or Talasana. And if you can come up onto Talasana with your toes, begin to raise your heels up, drawing the core, and just go for balance here. So how high can you go? Okay, big inhale. Exhale, we're coming back down into our chair. And we're going to twist on the other side. So hands come into prayer. And then when your hands are in prayer, begin to twist your spine. The elbow coming onto the knee, opposite knee. And going for that big spinal twist, gazing up to the sky if you can. Again, those knees need to behave themselves and stay in line with each other. Keep breathing, keep working. Okay, let's inhale, come back into chair pose. And then begin to straighten. So stay here in Talasana for a second, drawing the core, hips underneath, and then begin to come up to your tiptoes again. And exhale, release. Okay. So a lot of balance work when you're in there. You think it looks easy, but it's not an easy one. And it's okay to fall out if you fall out. Okay, so since we are here standing, we are going to go through a couple more balance poses, because balancing is really important. Balancing is also a difficult thing to do first thing in the morning because, well, you've been used to being horizontal for the last maybe 8 hours, and suddenly you're very vertical, and it takes a little while for our brain to get us back in that idea. So let's come into a gentle tree pose to start with. So weight's coming into your right leg to start. About 95%, 5% just in this toe, just as you begin to make that adjustment. Have a small bend in this knee. Inhale, exhale. Find a tristy, that's a point that's still, somewhere in the room, that you can use to help yourself balance. Start to bring in the foot into the inner thigh. So you can have different positions here to suit you, your level of balance, your level of practice, low or high, but not on the knee exactly, because you can put too much pressure on that knee. So working this knee open, so your hips are nice and open here. Okay, so we can come into prayer. So different mudras, that's different hand positions. This one is a nice one if you bring your hands together like this and do a lock, and your elbows pointing out. This is supposed to symbolize stability. Focus, strength. So, or we can come out at the sides and turn the palms up and come all the way up. So again, there's no right or wrong here with the position of your hands. Working on shoulder flexibility, try to bring your hands together. Drawing the core. Tighten. If you really want to work on balance, you can try closing your eyes. Okay, from here, keep your foot up. We're going to bring the hands down, and we're going to take the knee in towards the chest. Flex your foot. Just go for a nice squeeze here. Got it, no problems. So just take it slowly if you come out. So if you fall, it's okay, just ground yourself. Take a deep, big inhale, exhale. And then on the exhale, bring up. Take it slow. Okay, let's gently come on down. Let's bring the weight into the other side. So weight's coming into 95 in this leg, just 5 in this leg, and just bending, a slight bend in the knee just to protect the joint. And when you're ready, find your tristy and take the sole up into the inner thigh. So working back this knee to open up the hips. Let's bring our hands either into prayer or into this one. I've forgotten the name of this tristy. It has something to do with Ganesh. Okay, let's bring the hands up. So if you can touch your soles of your hands, the palms of your hands together, working on that shoulder flexibility, really drawing the core, squeeze in your glutes, slight knee bend. Remembering it's okay to fall. One of my teachers used to say, it's windy in the forest and sometimes trees fall down. Okay, so remaining balanced, gently controlling, bringing the knee in to the core and giving that a squeeze up. So pulling the shoulders down, working the chest up, core in. Keep breathing through it. Use the breath to calm you, to help that balance. Big inhale, on the exhale gently release with control. Okay, nice work. Let's try a hand balance next. So, big core work. This one is a more advanced pose for sure. But it's good to throw those in occasionally. Let's spread our fingers wide and come on down to the floor with our hands. So, index fingers pointing forwards, or middle finger, one of the two. And then bend your elbows so that your knees are coming up onto the back, right underneath, as close as you can to your armpit, but on the back of your tricep at the same time. Look about a foot forward ahead of your body. Keep bringing your weight forwards into crow pose. So just maybe one foot comes off the ground to start with. Maybe it's just a toe touching, and then eventually you feel confident enough to take the other toes off. Yeah. Beautiful. So play with the time that you hold that for. And then gently come down. Let's bring our heels down to the floor and keep up. So we're bringing our knees open and just working on that hip flexibility, just bringing the palms of the hands together. So you can work on how close your heels are here. So the closer they are, the harder it is. And the more you want to fold forward. The idea, of course, is to keep a flat back. So you might come up all the way. Different people have different poses here, positions. So ideally, you want to have your heels down and as close as possible. That's the dream, but I'm not really there. It's tricky. Okay, let's try coming into another balance on the toes. This is why we did that toe flex at the beginning. Bring your knees together and come up. So try to work the back straight here. Tristy is important, something still to focus on, ahead of you. Use that breath. Okay, let's gently come down onto our knees. Just untuck the toes. You might want to just flex out the feet a little bit here. I like to come up onto my just backs of my heels and just have a nice stretch here of the toes after that, because it's quite a lot of toe work. A lot of work altogether, really. Okay, we are going to slide into some floor stretches next. So let's just come up onto the knees, and we're going to just step the left foot forward to the top of the mat and just begin to work back the right, just for some hip openers. Untuck the back toes. So this is like a runner's stretch or a lizard pose. So I'm going to take the hands on the inside of the leg and just begin to work my chest down towards the floor. So different positions here. You might just be right here, that's fine, or you might start to come down. You can always use a block to rest your elbows on, or if you're feeling super flexible, maybe you don't need a block, and you can come down to the floor, squeezing your shoulder towards your knee here. Keep breathing through that. It's a big hip stretch. Come up to your hands and pull back on the hip. So front foot flexes up, hips are square, so I sometimes need to walk my foot in slightly. And then inhale with a flat back and exhale, fold forwards. So you might need, again, a block here if you're not touching the floor, maybe 2 blocks. Maybe that's enough for you. Maybe you're feeling pretty good and you can start to walk the hands forwards. And back, extend. So your idea is your crown of your head extending forwards, not necessarily hunching and coming down, but really extending forwards, stretching out across the back. Okay, inhale, come on up. We're going to turn this into pigeon pose. So this foot's going to walk towards the left side as your knee's going to start to fall down to the floor. Yeah. Oh, it's not. Okay. So yeah, try and work so you're basically on top of your hips. Now, the idea of the pose is that your shin is parallel to the top of the mat. But that is not doable for everybody at the beginning. It's not doable for me right now. So I'm just going to walk that, or pull that heel in slightly, and that's going to help square up the hips, which is more important. So your hips are working down, down towards the ground. And I'm going to do a small back bend before I exhale down towards the floor. So it's a big stretch in the hip as well as the legs. Now, depending on how long you've got, you can always hold the pose here for more time, but time is running low for us now, so we're not going to hold it for too long. Do try to release. Mind over matter. Relax the body. If you do find any knee pressure, you can always tuck the toes. So gently releasing, releasing, releasing. Relax. Okay, let's come on up. Pulling up, we're going to slide, or come up onto the back toe and just slide the foot underneath into down dog. And take the opposite foot to the top of the mat. So opposite side. I'm just into a low lunge to start with, sorry. And our hands come into the inside. And back knee drops down. And again, finding what's the right stretch for you right now. Either using a block or coming down to the floor with your elbows. Alternative poses here, you can actually wrap your hands around your foot. That's just another variety to come down. It's really up to you. So breathing, really breathing it out now. Okay, we're pulling back on the hips, coming up to our hands. Just beginning to pull work that foot across slightly so our hips are more square. Bringing the toes up towards the sky. And just really enjoying this nice big stretch. Start with a flat back. And then exhale, forward folding. So head's the last thing to come down, and just really think about those hips are square, the thighs are drawing together, the crown of the head's working towards the front of your mat. Not squeezing down, but really trying to work on that forward motion. So if you think about, well, where should my hip be? It should be about 90 degrees in the knee and about 90 degrees here in the waist. So that actually your thigh of your leg is vertical. So some people can sink back too far here. Try and keep about vertical with that thigh. Okay, we're coming forwards again and coming into Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, or pigeon pose. So knees coming down. Again, you might need to bring your ankle in slightly. Hips on top of each other. Try not to come too much weight onto that side because you're not going to get the stretch. You need to really sit on top of the hips. Yeah. Okay. So a nice back bend to start with, and then exhale, forward fold, come on down. So you might find that one side is more flexible than the other. Again, just play, don't feel like you have to stay where you are. Play around with the position of that foot or how far back you reach with your hips to get a big stretch but without any pain, really. That's the key. And you have to kind of judge this day to day. How is it one day? How is it another day? You might feel more release and want to bring the head down towards the hands. Up to you. Do what feels right. Release. Release. Relax. Let the breath relax you. Okay, we're gently coming up, pushing up with our hands. We're going to just come over onto that hip and just swing around both feet towards the front of the mat. We're going to do a forward fold here. So you can use your scarf or you can go ahead and touch your ankles. It's really up to you. So let's begin by just bringing the hands above the head, Paschimottanasana. Inhaling, exhaling, tummy, chest, and then the head's the last thing to come down. So again, if you're not flexible, you can use a scarf around your feet. Or if you are, or if you're very flexible, you can start to use your block. So test yourself with your block. I know you can. So inhale, exhale, forwards and down. Inhale, exhale, forwards and down. So we're trying to relax the shoulders away from your ears. Breathe. Not painful, but you are working. Don't relax in this pose. Try to work a little more than last time. Massage the lower back. Improve digestion. Okay, gently release. Roll up like a ragdoll. Alright, we need a back bend. So let's try camel pose today. So we're going to just take the knees underneath and come up onto the top of our knees. So this is a nice back bend. I'm going to do mine sideways. So just make sure your hips are underneath, tummy's pulled in. Now, depending on the level of and flexibility of your back, you might want to really just make sure you support your back no matter what. So I like to do it with my fingers facing up and the hands, soles, palms on the base of my spine. I start to work back. Now, some people might just be here, and that might be enough. Other people might have their toes tucked underneath and hands coming down slowly onto the back of their heels. Other people might be more flexible and can take the soles, the tops of the feet down to the ground. So sort of different variations here. You're going to start to feel where you are today, and then eventually just drop your head back. So look up to the sky. Try to even, if you can, just relax your neck backwards, opening up the throat. But that's the full version. Breathe. To come out of it, whatever you do, support your back first. 1 and 2. So that if you have a weak back, that's a dangerous pose if you don't support. So let's come back down now onto the mat. We're going to begin to finish up. We'll do one more spinal twist when we're here. So I'm going to do mine stood up, but if you come down, lie onto your back, and you're going to squeeze in, let's say your right knee first. Left leg is engaged. I'll do mine standing so you can see me. So right leg's in. So bring your left hand across onto your right knee. Extend your right hand open to the side. Look across to that side, and then exhale, take the knee across your body for a twist. Nice. So what's important is the shoulders touching. And that might sacrifice how far across your knee comes across, but that's okay. What's important is you work on the shoulder down, and then eventually the knee will start to go down with time. Okay, gently release. Let's come on the other side. So the left knee is going to come up. Oh, before you start, do begin to move the hips across towards the left-hand side of your mat. That just gives a bit more space for the spine to twist, and that's what's important here. So take your right hand on your left knee, left hand extends, and then on your exhale, twist across your body. Yeah, very nice. Okay, nice work. Gently release. So we're going to begin to straighten the spine. So your whole spine is one long line. Take your hands, take them up off the floor, and then take your shoulders up as well. And then gently drop them down and relax. So come down like you're a rocket, I guess. About to take off, yeah. And then the feet, let's do the same. So take your legs up off the ground, extend them out away from you, and drop them out. Plop them, just let them completely relax down to the side. So make any other small adjustments. Get yourself comfortable here. So your jaw is relaxed. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your hips relaxed. Your legs are relaxed. Just easy, gentle breathing here. Breathe it out. So we're not spending too long in Shavasana. Just enough for the benefits to come into the body, for the spine to release, and for you to prepare yourself for the rest of the day. So feel free to stay for as long as you want, or get up and go. It's up to you. Okay, let's take a big body stretch. Taking hands behind your head, feet together. Good morning. And relax. Take the left knee up and roll over to the right hand side in a comfortable fetal position on the floor. Big inhale, exhale here. Smile to your body. And gently, with the help of your hands, just come up to a seated position at the top of your mat. Bring your hands into prayer, chin to chest. Namaste. Thanks for coming.
Namaste.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Awesome.